So this is my Lincoln MKT 2013 with the 3.5 EcoBoost. And it's been my daily driver for the past 2 years, and I've never done anything performance, looks, or at all the whole time I've owned this car. Now today, you guys can already see we're about to do an oil change. There's some old oil in there, but I made a little list of everything that needs to be done to this car for me to be able to finally modify it. Now, after owning this car for 2 years, I realized that the engine is the 3.5 EcoBoost, which has a lot of potential in building it or modifying it in the first place, because it comes in the F-150s, it comes in the police escorts, it comes in all the other Ford high performance cars. So the aftermarket support on this engine is actually quite high. Now the issue that this engine has is that the engine sits horizontally. Now, since the engine sits horizontally, it makes it a lot harder for me to fit those parts, those aftermarket parts that can fit on the F-150 and whatnot, because all those engines are horizontal, are vertical. So almost everything I need for the car I can order, but then I have to fab up. That's not going to stop me, and I have a lot of plans for this car, and today we're just going to scratch the surface. Today we're going to do an oil change. We're going to do a suspension inspection, because every time I step on the gas, it likes to swerve a little bit towards the right. Now, I don't know if that's a axle issue or a like steering thing issue and whatnot, but we're gonna go ahead and take a look at that. Maybe today we're also gonna lower the rear ride height. If you look at the front ride height, we have 2 fingers. I showed this in earlier videos if you guys have been watching my channel. And in the front, we have a fist. Now, I always thought this car had air suspension because I thought it was a 2014. But turns out this is actually a 2013, and I was being a dumbass and I haven't been looking at my insurance. We're gonna go ahead and we're going to go to the junkyard, buy some springs, cut the springs from the junkyard, install them potentially today, and see if the ride height lowers. If we do that all today, it's gonna be a great video. But regardless of what do we complete and whatnot, it's gonna be a fun video. So let's go ahead and get started on this oil change. Check number 1 is done. Completely finished a oil change, easy work. Thing what sucked though, I had to take this wheel off to actually reach the drain plug, because the drain plug was underneath so much torque that I needed to get an angle like this to pull it, because instead of the drain plug being like there, it's on the side like this. But now, since we're done with the oil change, I'm going to do a 360 inspection of my suspension. Now, up here, it looked fine. Granted, it didn't look insanely hard because I was focused on the oil change. But now it is time to go ahead and look at this wheel, that wheel, and then back right wheel. Quick break to look at Jaden's fitment. What the fuck is that? Oh, shit. Oh, this is actually crazy.
Almost tucking lugs, like basically. That's crazy.
Well, this is gonna be a blast to drive with 6 people in the back.
Dude, I'm not gonna have no seats in here. There's gonna be a front and passenger seat. There's no room for rear seats.
Oh my, dude, this is insane. Front passenger or front driver side suspension, everything looks good in here. I mean, it is dirty as hell because it's Minnesota, but nothing out of the ordinary. Spray bar linkage looks good. All of these look good. I don't know what's up. I know, like, we can see there's a little bit of rub here, and there's a decent amount of rub here, but I'm assuming that's just because the tires are big. But what I think is happening is that this shock is getting old and it's starting to sink a little bit, and because of that, that's what's happening. But holy shit, everything but that looks fine. So time to get to the back of the car now, and everything back here looks good as well, except for the brakes, obviously, but I need new brakes anyways. But not sure what that rattling's coming from, so that's odd. Let's put everything back on and go on the oil to O'Reilly's. All right, we made it to the junkyard, and of course, since it's a 50-degree day, that's the line for the junkyard. Everybody's getting everything. If the Lincoln MKT is untouched still, and the Ford Taurus, I'm gonna be amazed.
Well, so the thing is, on these days, if you spend over like $200, you get a 40% off card you can use whenever. That's what I used last time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, the Lincoln MKT was right here, which it is not anymore. So I'm either dumb as fuck or they completely scrapped it. Hoping they didn't scrap it, because that would be shitty, because I need that shit bad, but... Damn, that might be an L. A little Google on their website, and MKT is gone, so we're going to go ahead and find a Ford Flex that has basically exactly the same rear suspension of my car. So it shouldn't be that big of a problem. Hopefully we find... We're just looking for springs. It should be a super simple part to find and cheap, so we'll see. Since we came on such a warm day, look at the water underneath some of these cars. If any of the Ford Flexes look like this, we're actually going to be drowning to find the part that we need. We found the Ford Flex. It has the spring we need. Not entirely sure if it's exactly the same one.
This side's missing.
Is it really?
No.
I was about to be like, hell nah.
It's over.
Cable 1, done. Cable 2. Gee, this one looks a lot cleaner than the other one. You know what I probably should do?
Measure them.
I should measure them, but I should also scrape all this rust off.
I thought I had a tape measure in here.
I should scrape all the rust off as I can and then spray paint them. So we got the springs out, and these are 14 inches normally. The ones over there are 13 inches. And these are normally softer than the ones I have on here because this car's a little bit heavier than the Ford Flex. They also brought out the Lexus. This shit's crazy. This shit's insane.
With the tank on the top. Oh my god.
It still works.
This shit crazy.
This car needs an alignment. We're gonna cut them and then we're gonna put them on, but I have to go rent a spring compression tool. So I'm gonna go do that in a second. The whole bumper's off. So it's getting late. Jaden's gonna take those to his work to cut them, and then next video we're gonna put them on because the spring compressor costs like $55 and he has one for free that he's getting back on Thursday. And since I upload every Wednesday, that'll be in next week's video. But tomorrow we're gonna go and fab up that air intake, and that's gonna start looking a lot better. So let me go ahead and show you guys how it looks like right now. So this is it right now. It's honestly not that bad, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna fab up an actual good position for this, and then we're going to get rid of this and make this just a lot better overall. So it's gonna be nice. 3 days later. Boy, it looked like I'm about to build a bathroom. So we made it to the crib. Plan is this thing we're gonna precisely cut out because this is the air temperature sensor, and then we're gonna run that PVC pipe from here and then reroute this into the PVC pipe, and then same connection here. We're gonna make this look a little bit better, but instead of having this and this thing right here, so 1, 2, 3 clamps and this ugly thing, we're gonna just have a giant PVC pipe coming here with this connected to the side. So let's get to that.
Look at this. You see how I'm...
That ended up being so nice. It's so perfect. Now we just gotta put everything else on. All done with installing this. This part is still really ugly because this is just like all bendy and whatnot. But what we're gonna do is I'm gonna buy probably a 90-degree elbow to go with the PVC. But next thing is I have the vent to atmosphere adapter coming in that I have to install there, but that's not gonna be here for a few hours. So it started raining, but my vent to atmosphere valve has came, so it is time to go put it on. We're moving our car to the back and we're gonna have some fun. Engine cover is off. Here's the boost valve right here. Underneath the engine cover, it is covered in sound deadening foam, so I'm going to need to cut a hole through that so we can actually hear the sound better. It's starting to sprinkle, so I'll put this on the inside over here. But what we're doing is we're basically putting this vent to atmosphere mod in between this recirculation boost pipe, where it takes it back to the intake part of the turbo, and it's gonna make a cool whoosh sound. So really easy, it'll take 5 minutes, and the payoff is great because it's gonna sound amazing. 1 minute later, it's already on. Something cool about this is that my engine has 2 of these, so if I like the sound of this one, I can put another one right back there. That would be a little bit hard to reach, and if I drop those bolts, it would suck, but double the sound. 5 minutes later, or like 10 minutes later, because we had to put the screws in, everything's perfect. So now I'm going to turn it on and rev it in park to see, but I don't think this engine builds boosts when I'm just in park. But then I'm going to cut the foam out to the engine cover and put it back on. And 1 week later, the weather turned to shit. It's 10 degrees outside or less. And we're at Jaden's shop because it's so cold, and we're gonna install those springs. If you didn't notice, I put tint on the front windows, so now that's tinted up. This, the yellowing, I gotta fix. I don't know if I can. I don't think I can scrape it off. But we're gonna match the ride height in the rear to match that. So. Holy arm span. Okay, we're 10 minutes in, or a little bit longer. What we're gonna do is we're jacking up the control arm because that's obviously where the springs hanging on, and then we disassembled the sway bar so the control arm can sink lower as we disassemble the back bolt. Now the back bolt is stuck on there with the force of God, so if we can't get it out, we're gonna need to go to O'Reilly's, get a spring compressor, take out the front bolt of the control arm, which is behind there, and yeah, it's basically the same thing but with more steps. Or don't strip my bolt, please. I forgot to record us putting it together, so
Keep going.
You're good? Okay.
yeah, keep going. Okay, the spring is good.
Wait.
Oh wait, it's hella lower.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Bro, they're tucked in like a little bit. Like, it's crazy. I know. You think this is gonna scrape on the wheel well?
No.
You don't think so?
Something huge, maybe.
I mean, let's go on a ride.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sheesh, peep the tuck! Peep the tuck on the Lincoln! Yeah, I guess. Peep the tuck on the Lincoln! Oh yeah, you're good. Keep going, keep going, keep going, stop. Peep the tuck on the Lincoln!
So, it was not meant to sit that low, but you know, I don't really hate it too much. We have to make the front lower by an inch. I have inch wheel spacers coming from, we're gonna go pick them up after this from Jaden's little storage unit, and I need to get alignment tomorrow because there's some toe in, but after that it'll be good. Okay, we went and bought some lug nuts, a whole bunch of that Jaden just is throwing around, and we got some 1-inch spacers that we're putting on because we didn't like how this was sitting.
Bald ass tire.
Oh. Okay, so the studs are peeking through, so we have to go buy another spacer, but look at this fitment. Oh my god. That shit looks crazy. So we're gonna run, get the spacer, and then we'll put it together in Robbie's driveway because Jaden has to go home. All right.
Ready? Yeah. Drop it.
Don't just drop it.
That's all the way down.
That's perfect.
That's literally perfect.
One trip to AutoZone, 1 trip to O'Reilly's, 3 hours in this shop. Finally got everything done. This side is actually like insanely perfect. And then look at that side. This side's sitting a little bit lower because the springs were a little bit lower. Now, the front suspension looks high now. It was 2 fingers. Now it's a little bit more than 2 fingers. It's like maybe I can fit 3. Yeah, it's 3 fingers tall. So next week I don't know if it'll be next week's video or the week after that, we're gonna put different springs on the front.
Sheesh. Put the spacers on the Lincoln. Now it actually has proper fitment. Wait. Yeah, once we do the front, it's gonna look like an RS6. I'm saying this now, and I'm gonna stand by it. Once when you do the front, once you lower the front, it's gonna look like an RS6.
So it's 2 days later now. I just got my alignment done, and now we're getting an ice storm. So it's like it's super slippery. It's crazy. But so the stock ride height is obviously now has moved up to 3 inches. But now if you guys go look at the rear ride height, it's absolutely perfect. Now I had a bunch of toe in the back, but now it's perfectly lined up. We even have some of the tires sticking out on the back right there. It looks absolutely beautiful. Look how low this shit looks from the back. Like, that is crazy. The ride height is absolutely perfect. We got everything sorted out. We made everything look good. It's rubbing a little bit right up here that I need to shave down, and then there's a little piece up here I need to shave down, and it rubs a little bit back there. But the main thing I was concerned was a little screw that we got out at the alignment place, which is right there. But I know that my tires are going bald at the edges that I can't really like feel too well, but my tires do have 4 degrees of camber, so I'm not sure exactly how fast that's gonna wear down my tires with 4 degrees of camber. Maybe I can like go down and show you guys really quick. You guys can see how bald that is. But yeah, gonna need to get that fixed up. That's the end of today's video. If you guys like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Next week's video, I'm not sure if it's going to be on the Lincoln because I have some parts I need to order, but the next step for the Lincoln is going to get a full coilover kit so we can get the front looking just like the back, and then I got to get some high flow cats and whatnot. And we're also going to tint the windshield because right now it looks like this. Still not bad though. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.